Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to lean in for a moment, because what I'm about to tell you isn't just inspiration, it's a revelation. You were not born to play small. You were not created to just survive. You were designed with power, with purpose, with possibility in your DNA. But hear me when I say this. Your dreams don't just happen. You must manifest them. And how do you do it? You choose. Not tomorrow, not next year. You choose it today. And if you choose it, if you lock in, it will happen. I'm talking to that part of you that's tired of settling, that's ready to rise, because once you make the choice, everything begins to shift. Say it with me. If I choose it, it will happen. Let's go deep today. Let's go beyond motivation. Let's learn how to manifest your dreams with this. Clarity is the catalyst for everything you desire in life. Without clarity, you're like a ship without a compass, drifting, reacting, hoping the winds will somehow carry you to your destination. But life doesn't work like that. Dreams don't manifest in confusion. They don't grow in uncertainty. When you know what you want, everything begins to align. Your mind, your energy, your focus, everything gets activated. Clarity is the first step in the process of manifestation because it gives you direction. You cannot hit a target you cannot see. You can't manifest a life you haven't clearly envisioned. The universe responds to intention, and clarity is the language of powerful intention. So many people say they want more. More money, more success, more happiness. But when you ask them to define it, they stumble. They haven't taken the time to articulate what more really means. That's where dreams get lost, in the fog of vague desires. You must get specific. What does your dream look like, feel like? What does a successful day in that dream life consist of? Who are you in that reality? Until you can see it with the eyes of your mind, you won't be able to seize it with the strength of your action. Clarity brings confidence. When you are clear about your dream, you walk differently. You speak with conviction. You move with intention. And that energy, that certainty, it's magnetic. People are drawn to those who know where they're going. Opportunities show up for those who are ready. Clarity prepares you. It's not magic. It's momentum fueled by vision. Most people are not lacking talent or discipline or even resources. They're lacking clarity. They spend their lives busy but not productive, active but not aligned. They're chasing things they don't even want because they never pause to ask the deeper question. What is it that I truly want to experience in this life? That one question can change the trajectory of your entire existence. When you become clear, you become powerful. You stop negotiating with doubt. You stop allowing distractions to derail you. You start filtering your choices through your vision. Every yes and every no begins to serve a greater purpose. And when your choices align with your clarity, your life begins to reflect your deepest desires. Clarity is not a one-time decision, it's a daily commitment. You've got to renew it every morning. Write it down, speak it out loud, keep it in front of you. The more clearly you see your dream, the more real it becomes. Clarity turns the invisible into the inevitable. It activates your internal GPS and says, this is where we're going. And from that moment on, your steps are no longer random. They're aligned. Commitment activates the dream. It's one thing to wish, to want, to hope, but none of that moves the needle until you commit. Commitment is the line in the sand. It's the moment when you stop entertaining alternatives and excuses. It's when you decide that this dream, this vision, this goal is not just an option. It's the only option. Without commitment, dreams remain ideas. They float in the realm of possibility, but never make it into reality. When you commit, you're no longer waiting for the perfect conditions. You stop looking for signs and stop needing validation. You declare, I'm doing this, and everything in your being begins to move toward it. Commitment shifts your mindset from wishing to working. It transforms desire into discipline. You no longer ask, will it happen? You ask, What do I need to do to make it happen? Commitment doesn't mean it will be easy. In fact, true commitment begins when things get hard, when the excitement fades, when the challenges show up, when nobody's watching. That's where commitment lives, when it's just you, your dream, and the decision to keep going. Because commitment is not a feeling. It's not about motivation or mood. It's a principle. It's a promise you make to yourself that no matter what happens, you're not backing down. People admire results, but what they don't always see is the grit behind the scenes. The early mornings, the late nights, the sacrifices. That's the work of commitment. It's the daily decision to show up, even when nothing around you looks like success. It's the refusal to let go when the journey gets longer than you expected. Because once you commit, the journey changes. You stop measuring how far you have to go and you start focusing on what you can do today. Commitment makes you resourceful. It opens up creativity. You start finding ways where before you saw only walls. You begin to think differently, act differently, live differently. Your time changes, your habits change, your circle may even change. Why? Because commitment demands a different version of you. The version that's aligned with the future you want to create. And here's the truth. Commitment builds credibility with yourself. Every time you keep your word, you reinforce belief. You prove to yourself that you are capable, trustworthy, and powerful. That kind of internal integrity is priceless. It becomes the foundation for every breakthrough. Because if you can stay committed to one thing, you can stay committed to anything. The dream is not waiting on more time or more talent or better conditions. It's waiting on your full commitment. That shift from hoping to deciding is what opens the door. When you commit fully, you send a message to the universe, to your mind, and to your future. I'm in, no matter what. And that message is what activates the dream. Consistent action creates manifestation. You can have clarity, you can have commitment, but if you're not taking action every single day, your dream remains stuck in imagination. Consistency is what brings the invisible into form. It's what turns intention into evidence. No matter how powerful your vision is, it will not become reality without daily effort. Big breakthroughs are built on small, faithful steps taken over time. Consistency isn't about doing everything perfectly. It's not about making massive moves all the time. It's about showing up, even when you don't feel like it. It's about moving forward, inch by inch, when it would be easier to stay still. The people who manifest their dreams are not always the most talented or the most connected. They're the ones who kept going. They didn't let emotions control their They created discipline where motivation ran out. When you take consistent action, you create momentum. Momentum is the secret force that makes success feel inevitable. One action leads to another. One win fuels the next. Over time, your dream stops feeling distant and starts feeling real. You begin to see results not because of one big leap, but because of 1,000 small steps taken with purpose. Success is not in the occasional burst of effort. It's in the daily grind, the repeated habits, the commitment to do the work again and again. Consistency also builds trust, not just with others, but with yourself. When you say you're going to do something and you follow through, you train your brain to believe in your own word. That self-trust is foundational. It's the internal confidence that allows you to take bolder steps, face bigger challenges, and stay the course when things get uncomfortable. You begin to believe, if I say I will do it, I will. Most people stop not because they aren't capable, but because they don't stay long enough to see the results of their effort. They quit too soon. They check out when it gets hard. But consistency is about outlasting the resistance. It's about staying in the process until the process produces fruit. Just because it hasn't shown up yet doesn't mean it's not working. The seed has been planted. Your consistent action is the water. And every day you show up, you're making it grow, even when you can't see it. Consistency also silences doubt. The more you act, the less time you give to fear. Action creates clarity, confidence, and change. You learn faster, you adjust better, you build strength, you stop getting stuck in your head because you're too busy building in the real world. The repetition of right action rewires your identity. You stop being someone who tries and you become someone who executes. You become someone who finishes, someone who manifests. Manifestation is not magic, it's discipline over time. It's not just about the vision board. It's about what you do when no one's watching. It's what you choose to repeat day after day when the excitement is gone and all that's left is the work. But here's the part that changes everything. It's your choice, not your background, not your circumstances, not your past failures. Your choice will decide your future. If you choose it, truly choose it, the universe will begin to move. Doors will open, people will appear, resources will find you. But it won't happen because you hoped. It will happen because you decided. Every dream you've ever had is waiting behind one powerful decision. I choose this. I will not quit. I will not stop. I will not settle. Say it with me one last time. If I choose it, it will happen. Go out there, choose boldly, live loudly, and manifest a life that's been waiting for you to claim it.